you an overprotective father?
I have been over both of them, actually. I have been over both of them. I mean, I love them to bits, and, you know, you mentioned the illness before.
Yeah.
And I think after that, my relationship with them just was intensified even more.
Yeah.
Well, that must have been so... it was so difficult for you, clearly, for your wife. But for two young girls to see their dad so ill... I mean, did they know quite how ill you were and that it was life-threatening? No, they
didn't. And to be fair, I didn't tell them. It was like about 6 weeks before I actually told them what was going on. It was the night before I went for the operation.
Oh, really? That close to
So, I mean, it was pretty horrible, actually, because the kids were bouncing around on the bottom of the bed.
Yeah.
And they're kind of laughing and joking. At the time, I think Hannah was 6 and Rebecca will have been 11, and they're playing and laughing and joking, and I was, like, lying on the bed, and I said, look, girls, your dad's got to go somewhere tomorrow, and it's going to be a really difficult time. And my 11-year-old, she got it, and she was upset. The 6-year-old was like, all right, OK. See you tomorrow.
Well, why do you think you kept it quiet for so long? Is that like a northern blokey sort of thing?
I didn't want... you know what? If I'd have had the opportunity for nobody to ever find out about it...
Of course, yeah.
...then that's what I'd have done. Because it's a private thing. I mean, it became public domain because on the second tumour, it had a comeback.
And you worry it can define you as well. You worry it can define you, that you have to sort of go back to it when sometimes you just want to move on. But at the same time, it's such a huge thing, isn't it?
You're absolutely right, Martina, and that's sometimes how I feel, you know, because, like, people will come up to me in the street and they'll walk over to me, and people have been really nice about it, and they'll say... You can see them looking at you like, you know...
looking for signs?
Where's the bolts? You know,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Are you going to fall apart
With my baggage, I know all about this. You know, things falling around.
But that's because people were really willing you on and kind of lived through that with you, especially your fans. Was that important to have that support?
It was hugely important. I mean, at the time, particularly with the second one, because I nearly died. The tumour hemorrhaged and I ended up in intensive care and all the rest.
And you were away when that happened, weren't you?
No, the first one was in Los Angeles. We were making a record at the time in Capitol Studios, and I went and got diagnosed. I remember like the diagnosis. I was sort of sat in the surgery, and this American guy, because it was at Cedars-Sinai I went, and he went, Mr. Watson, you have a tumour. And from the looks of our results, it's a big one. And I was like...
Are you joking?
Yeah, it was like an out-of-body experience. It was like, oh, my God.
And you had a premonition about this as well.
Yeah, this is weird. This is so weird. Go on, sorry, tell
us about it.
I'm a bit weird.
Not as weird as me.
No, I'm weird. I am weird.
Did you feel...
We'll have a weird out.
I want to know about the premonition. Did you feel there was something in your body?
When I was a kid, I used to have, like, nightmares about explosions in my head. And I'd wake up, you know, sweating. All the dreams where I was going through dark tunnels, and I'd imagine this big explosion in my head. So when I was sat with this professional being told I had this great big lump growing in the front of my skull, I kind of thought, I knew it. I knew this was going to happen. I knew.
Yeah.
Wow.
And once I got diagnosed, anyone will tell you when you get diagnosed with something like that, you hear the word brain and tumour. Once you get diagnosed with something, there's nothing like knowing to make you feel like, oh, my God.
But you're really healthy now.
I am.
But what regime do you have to keep? Do you have to have injections or medications still?
Yeah, everything. Testosterone, growth hormone, hydrocortisone, anything that ends in "on."
So you make so light of it, but they're just injections.
Yeah, but I don't want to make light of it. I'm alive, you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm proper happy that I'm still here.
Yes.
I make the most of every single day. My kids, I love
singing
the bits, my family. The voice is rolling at the minute.
For more Loose Women action, click here. And I'd subscribe if I were you. It's totally free, and it means you'll be kept up to date with new videos and exclusive YouTube content.